A housing crisis can mean different things to different people.
Housing crisis can be of many shapes and forms.
To me, a housing crisis is when you lack a safe, fixed place to live for any host of reasons.
To me, it's having a key to nowhere, not having a safety of four walls, windows, and the doors to keep you away from the elements and some of the bad people that are out there in the world today.
Photovoice is a project in which individuals who had experienced homelessness were asked to come and talk about their experiences, take photos, and engage in conversations about those photos.
Coming into it, I was kind of lost, but after we got halfway through, I was very excited to just keep going with it. And very happy that I participated in it.
Well, let's go with I was honored to be asked to be a participant and flattered that somebody would actually want to hear what I had to say and get my point of view with the different experiences.
I guess that in the back of my mind, I kind of thought that a group of people would get together and just kind of go through their horrible memories about homelessness. Some of that we did do, but for the most part, it was a sharing, and we developed a camaraderie. We supported each other.
Well, the very first one I took was out my bedroom window where it was night. And it was, to me, it was bleak. You know, when times are tough, you don't see anything, you know, so that was to show the despair. And the second photo that I used to reflect the hope was basically based on, okay, you go from that darkness into the light of day, because the picture was based upon the sunlight and the rays, the sun rays coming down. And I seen that as the hopeful part, because you always hear there's light at the end of the tunnel when the chips are down. But to really feel it and experience it, it's a whole different matter.
The second photo that I took was of the hotel that we stayed in when we were, I guess, actively homeless, I guess you could say. My daughter still vividly remembers this hotel, and when I took them with me to take the picture of it, my son was very young, so he didn't remember, but my daughter was telling him the stories of the guy who lived next door. She thought he was creepy because he would always peek out his window. The place was incredibly unsafe. The doors barely locked.
But I would say that information is something that's very empowering. So when I took a photo of the local library, because I believe that we all have the power to change our situation through information.
Well, I have from mine would be the Red Door, that they feed the homeless 6 days a week. And there's just my hand, but the ladies let me take their picture because I told them what it was for, and they were like, sure, that would be fine. And them handing me a bag to give me nourishment to get me through that day. That one stands out because when you're hungry out in the world and you have not even 2 cents to rub together in your pocket, you know, every little bit counts.
I guess my favorite ones would be the one called Symbols of Hope. It forced me to recognize that even throughout this incredibly challenging time in my life, I would look for certain symbols that would keep me going. I think that without even a little bit of hope, it would have been so much more challenging to go through what I did. It was fun taking those photos. A lot of them I had to recreate. I remember taking a picture of a flower. It was still snowy outside. There were patches of snow in my yard, and there were no flowers, obviously. But I wanted to represent the first sign of spring. So I put a little fake flower in the snow, and that went over very well with people, and it was encouraging to hear their compliments. The face of homelessness is changing, and we don't always recognize it as professionals. I've been on both sides of the fence. I am a trained social worker. I know that also with this project, it has opened my eyes to new things about the way that sometimes social workers categorize people. If you see enough people come in with the same kind of story, you tend to maybe become numb to it. This opened my eyes to that, and if I were back in the field again, I know I would react differently to people's issues.
It helped me see how far I've come and how hard I've worked. It reminded me, you know, when times are tough or going through struggles, look how proud you are. You walked into this apartment in 2002 with nothing, no lights, no electricity, an air mattress. And now it's so overflowing, you know, I've got my son back in my life. I've got a lot to be proud of, a lot to be thankful for, as well as the supportive friends. But if it wasn't for people hearing my cry for help this last time, I don't know where I would have been. And it helped me see all of that.
And I felt that we inspired one another. We each had different perspectives and reasons that we had become homeless. But I felt that through this collaboration, we were able to inform one another not only how we became homeless, but of local resources and ways to come back out of homelessness, and I think it was a great project.
Through struggle and through sacrifice and through pain, I became a stronger person. And I don't always recognize that. I didn't recognize it for many years, but fortunately the ladies in the project were always quick to point this out to me.
I felt the process helped evolve me in some ways because I'm not a group person, and it was really odd for me because it was a new experience, and I enjoy new experiences and the challenges, to see that I had something to give and show.
I can look to see where I had come from to where I was at that point to where I'm at now. That keeps me focused, you know, to just always strive to be better in some kind of way, you know, and never to give up on myself. Because if I quit, I can easily return to being under a bridge or sleeping in Market Square. So Photovoice, for me, keeps me vigilant of who I am, where I've come from, and to where I really want to get to. That program helped me. That project, let's say, helped me participating in it to just be the man that I am sitting here in this chair, you know, and to just try to do better on a daily.
But by doing the Photovoice, that it helped show me that, hey, there's you know, you do have something to say, and somebody wants to hear it, and you are valued.
I was glad to be part of an opportunity to be able to share my story and to hear from other women. We got inspiration from one another. I think it was a great project.
It turned out to be a wonderful thing because I did have something to offer, you know, through life experiences. And not only that, I consider myself a success story.
I think for me, whatever I could share, and if it would touch somebody that was somewhat in my shoes and at the present moment that could possibly change their life, to know things do get better, you know, but it's a hard road.
You gotta fight. You've got to stand up and fight for what you believe in. And by doing that, you can have the courage to dig yourself out, but you've got to have the drive and the willpower